Welcome to Paradox TV. Today I'm going to talk about practical applications of some of the ideas, and it begins with starting to engage your audience in a dialogue. And so here is delicious, dig, stumbled upon, propeller, read edit, and so forth. And so that gives you an opportunity to really share your stuff in a wide range. You tailor stuff based on who the audience is. And of course, Twitter is very useful. I have some information on Twitter. If you subscribe, you'll hear about that. Different ways to get people to be more apt to click and to subscribe to your Twitter feed. There's a lot of talk about funnel marketing, and basically it's just offering people different levels of involvement, and it often begins with providing things for free. I just share information that I find, my experiences, and I don't ask any money at all. But my hope is that people will subscribe to this YouTube video, subscribe to my blog on Blogger, begin to spread the word, and so clients will come from that. I did a blog entry called Social Media and the Funnel System. You can see it here. Welcome to Paradox TV. We are talking today about social media and how it affects brands that are trying to communicate with them. Now you will notice that if you go to the top of the page, rather than just focusing on social media, which is what a lot of social media experts do, I talk about enlightened capitalism and parenting. This may seem strange, but what I'm trying to do is attract a diverse audience, not only because it's more interesting to me, but also to pull people in who might be thinking about things from a broader perspective, a more enlightened perspective, which is what I can bring in a unique way. And also, parenting is a very general interest, so people who are parents also may be interested in social media. Now, the video is not about the same topic, because I really want people to engage with me on two levels. The video is just case studies and some of the things that a company can encounter that would be challenges. Everyone wants to take part in it, especially businesses and those who have social causes. But how to do it? Social media now accounts for 22% of all time spent online in the United States. And social media is now the #1 activity on the web. If Twitter were a country, it would rank in the top 5 of all countries in the world. 48% of people check their social media account after they go to bed. Social media is an ecosystem. Competitors, people who you cooperate with, people who can help you achieve your goals. But really, there's a question of how do you figure out who's out there and then who can help you. There are 4 groups I divide social marketing people into. People who are just simply doing it for entertainment or ego and trying to just have a whole bunch of followers. The second group are people who are attempting to be entrepreneurs, they have an online business. The third group is a subgroup of that, which is people who are actually social media experts, selling their services or selling an ebook. And then the fourth, which is my primary audience, is the larger companies that are attempting to enter a space that is rapidly expanding. And you can watch my other videos to see exactly how fast it's expanding. The challenge is, however, that a lot of the social media experts are operating like the first two categories, the people who are doing it for entertainment and entrepreneurs trying to sell a particular service or an online book. And they will use techniques like getting a whole bunch of fake user accounts to beef up their numbers. And one of the ways to figure that out is to look at who is following them. There are some social media experts who have, tens of thousands or over 100,000 followers. But if you actually scroll through who their followers are, you'll see that they're not really they're not following for any particular reason. It's kind of meaningless if you're in the fourth category. The category I'm interested in is the large companies or the growing companies that are actually trying to connect to their customers. If you're evaluating a social media expert based on sheer numbers, then it's irrelevant, because what you want to do is see, are they a thought leader in their category? And so that's really the criteria that you want to utilize. If you are the fourth category, a business trying to build itself through social media, Facebook, Twitter, blogging, YouTube, your primary goals are to increase your sales leads and the actual sales, so creating more prospects. Market intelligence, there's other thought leaders out there, and you want to understand what information they have and what events are coming up. You want to do online branding, and you want to build customer relationships. And so having a huge number of followers who aren't particularly interested in your business or your industry does very little for you. And in fact, if you use nefarious means to expand your Twitter followership too quickly, you will risk being banned by Twitter or Facebook. And I've read many blogs by social media experts who did some automated processes and ended up losing their entire work. Now for them, they'll start over again, they'll build it all up. But for you, especially if your interest is in creating a positive brand and fostering customer relationships, that's pretty bad, because you've suddenly connected to your customer and then the next day your account is banned. You really have to be careful about how you do these things, either by hiring an in-house person who knows what they're doing or an outside consultancy that knows what they're doing. You really don't want to step into these waters until you're sure that you're taking the right steps. Now, to break this down even to smaller bits for this, again, fourth category that I'm interested in, the growing companies and large companies. In the realm of sales and HR, this is a place to find potential employees, and so LinkedIn is obviously great for that. And then for PR and marketing, then you're really more focused on what are people saying about the company. And a great website for this is IceRocket, where you actually can see what is trending, and you can break it down into blogs and Twitter and Facebook. And let's say you're concerned because, in the case of Apple, there was a story that came out that Chinese workers are working under very poor conditions to create iPhones, and there's been a movement towards maybe we should be paying 20% more for these devices in order to ensure that people are not in slave labor to produce them for us. And so if you're if you're just a sort of a cold marketing person, you want to know whether this is something you should be hopping on or ignoring, you Twitter feed search for Steve Jobs and then see if there is any hashtags about that, anything trending on China. Especially if you're into social media for social causes, a lot of companies can be affected by users demanding things. So anyway, so that's the PR marketing. And then at the upper management, this is someone who either to drive traffic to the site and build brand awareness, or maybe you're doing some kind of merger and you want to do research on how your competition or the potential company that you're going to be acquiring, how they are viewed in the space. And Reddit is particularly good on that, and YouTube is great on that, and Flickr is great on that. And if you want to share your information and build your profile, then blogging and Twitter and podcasting is where you want to be. So social media really shifts depending on where you are on the corporate ladder and what your objectives are.